Gene, before we get started, I want to go over a tip that I saw on one of y'all's videos, October Whitetails, which is one of the best whitetail videos I've ever seen. But it'll also help the audience. It helped me a lot. How many guys out there have you ever shot over the back of a deer? Raise your hand. I see out there. I know there's a bunch of it. And y'all did some hunting, and you came back and did what? You did some slow motion of the video?
Yeah, that's right. It looked like we missed the deer, like we shot over the deer. But when we put it in slow motion, we saw what actually happened. We didn't shoot over the deer like we thought. The deer actually heard the noise and was dropping to get leverage to run. And the timing is such that when the arrow got there, the deer was at his low point.
Right.
And the arrow was a good shot, but it just went over top of him when he was at his low point. So we discovered that you had to aim to the lower 1/3 of the deer's body just to be sure that you're going to make a good shot.
This is why I brought the three-dimensional deer here, Gene, to show everybody what your tip's concerning. Right here is 3 feet to the back on an average mature whitetail. And you're talking about aiming right where? In the lower 1/3, right?
That's right. Right behind the shoulder, the lower 1/3. You'll hit the heart and lungs, but if the deer does drop,
right,
at least you'll hit him in the center.
Still be in the heart.
You'll still be on him.
Okay. Well, that's a great tip. And I think everybody ought, you know, like I said, when the moment happens, a lot of times you don't think of things like that. So you need to practice that way at home. And practice makes perfect.
It doesn't happen every time, but if he should drop, you're ready for it.
You got him covered either way.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, take that tip right there, and I think that'll help you. To show you a good illustration of that, we're going to take an excerpt out of, is it October 1?
Yes.
October Whitetails 1. If you'll notice a small spike buck walking up, just notice the reflexes after he hears the arrow coming off the bowstring. That's what Gene's talking about. Well, Gene, I think that's a great tip for all bow hunters out there. I know it helped me a lot. So let's go on down. You're going to show me some food sources here that the whitetails are using here in Montana. We're going to be able to show the audience a little thing about stand placement concerning whitetails.
All right, let's go.
Agriculture is one of the main industries in eastern Montana, with the abundance of alfalfa and sugar beets growing on thousands of acres of farmland. The numbers of whitetails have flourished over the years. Let's join Gene and Jackie as they examine one of the main food sources of the Montana whitetail.
Gene, now I get a chance to get a little education on the food sources here in Montana. And right now, folks, we're in what's called is it a sugar beet field?
It's a sugar beet. That's what the deer are feeding on right now. They eat the tops until they get frozen, but they also dig the beets out of the ground. Right here's where they dug one out.
You were showing me that. That is interesting. This thing looks like a potato to me. We don't have sugar beets in the South that I know of.
Well, they grow a lot of them here, but they're processed and made into sugar. But that's what the deer like right now. It makes a good food source, and they've got some heavy trails coming in. Let's go over to the fence and take a look and see where they're crossing. Okay. Then we'll go back in the woods, follow the trail back in the woods, and set up a stand maybe 500 yards back.
Well, that's the importance of doing our scouting here, is trying to find out the food source that's in season at this present time in October. Now, this might change coming in gun season. There might not be any sugar beets here.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You have to change with the food source. Yeah. And right now, it's sugar beets, so that's what we're hunting.
Well, that's a good point. No matter if you're, like I said, in the northeast, southeast, mid-central, you have to make sure you place your stands according to which food source is the preference at that time, right?
That's right.
And there's one misconception. We're going to show you this. A lot of people set up their tree stands right along the fields. We're going to show you a little different trick that it took me about 10 years to figure it out. You should place your stand maybe 500 to 800 yards off the field, because the bigger bucks are not going to get to this field or the food source wherever you are in the country till dark.
That's right.
Correct?
That's right.
Okay. Well, let's go over here and check this fence out, and maybe we can find out where the trails are.
Okay.
Gene, this looks like a major trail right here coming.
Yeah.
Boy, look at that.
A path beat right to the field.
Look at the hair on the fence. This is something I do at home, because we hunt a lot around soybean fields and green fields and corn fields. Is that anywhere that I have a perimeter fence, around any of these food sources, I'll walk the fence and find, where I can find the hair. And what I'll do is I'll take the hair off Just pull it all off, and then maybe come back the next day or 2 days later just to keep seeing if this is the same pattern that they're moving into the field.
Sure.
And then that way, what I'll do, and like I said, we'll show here, this seems to be the major trail coming into the sugar beets here. So we're going to walk back down the woods, what, say 500 or 600 yards?
Yeah, well, a couple hundred anyhow.
Couple hundred.
I see their tracks going both ways here, so they're coming in and out here.
That'll help you for stand placement, you know, in the morning also.
Sure.
You know, getting in here early. So let's go back here in the woods and let's see where we can put our stands.
All right.
After extensive scouting, our hunters have found 2 locations to place tree stands that border the sugar beet field. Now it's time for stand placement.
You got both stands?
Yeah, I think we're ready. I got a fixed position stand there, and I got a tree climbing stand on the back.
All right, good. We'll go over and put them on these 2 points over here. We should have the trails pretty well covered then.
Okay, and that way they'll be coming toward the sugar beet field tonight.
Yeah, that's right. We'll have them covered.
Sounds good. Let's get them off. Gene, is this one of the trees you were talking about?
Yeah, that's it right there.
Okay.
Trails come right through here and start to branch out, so we should have them pretty well covered on the major travel portion here.
Okay, well, like I said, the beet field is what, 400 or 500 yards away?
Yeah, it's a couple hundred yards over there.
Okay, this is giving you hunters out there another option. Like I said, a lot of you put stands right on the field, but we've had enough experience to know that the bigger bucks aren't coming to that field till almost pitch black dark. So we're catching them, you know, right before, you know, good light goes down. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay, we got a fixed position stand here we're gonna put up, and then I got a tree climbing stand which I'm gonna get over. So Gene and I are gonna be about 200 yards apart here. All right, let's try to put that one up, Gene.
With their first 2 stands in place, Jackie and Gene will now scout some other hunting locations. As the end of the day draws near, the abundant wildlife comes alive. After a long day of scouting, Gene and Jackie are making their way back to the truck when they catch a glimpse of a big rack buck. Let's join them as they move in closer for a better look.
There's 2 bucks. One's really big, long tines. The other one has 4 bait tines. Mine in rifle season. That's a beautiful buck right there. I think they all 3 are. Folks, that's about 70. What do you think, James? 70 to 100 yards? Yeah, 70, 80 yards. 70, 80 yards. We're kind of bent now because we just came off of the red stop right here down the bottom. All we can do is sit and watch. That's a nice buck. He's got 4 bait time. Let's see the binoculars. Oh, yeah. Nice buck. Look how many points he's got on. Rub that bush. Oh, that's a pretty shot. He's at least a 10 more. Yeah. I think he's even more than that. He's got a lot of stickers on it, it looks like. I'll tell you what, the big one's still right down in front of us. There's a bigger one in front of us. That one big 8-pointer must be 140.
Yeah, yeah. Look at him go. I'll tell you what, sun's gone down. I've had one heck of a first day.
Should be a good week.
Well, I've learned just doing what we were doing today is, being able to push them through, and then, like I said, just easing through here this evening, kind of got a pattern of the deer maybe moving toward the beet field.
Well, at least we've got to look to see what's here, so we know what we're hunting. That's important to know what you're hunting.
I won't be able to sleep tonight. Let's head on back to the truck.
Okay.
What a way to end the first day. It's time now for the Buckmaster's Tip of the Week, brought to you by Winchester. Ammunition that works as hard as you do.
I'm Barry Wenzel from Whitefish, Montana. The tip for this week is for hunters that are hunting out of trees that might have shaggy bark. Sometimes, especially if you have a wool shirt or a polar fleece shirt on, when you pull your back away from the tree, it sounds like a piece of Velcro. It have a scratchy noise. So you can fix that by taking a long sleeve shirt and just tying it around the tree so you're leaning against it. And then when you pull away from the tree, it's perfectly silent. That's your tip of the week from Buckmasters.
The Buckmaster's Tip of the Week has been brought to you by Winchester, ammunition that works as hard as you do. Before our hunters get started on their second day's hunt, they must first apply a cover scent. Having done so, Jackie and Jean will now move to their tree stands. Within a few hours, a one-horned buck appears near Jackie. While several does and a nice rack buck entertain Jean, although way out of bow range. Meanwhile, Jackie has a rack buck approaching his stand. As the deer feeds well within bow range, Jackie decides to pass him up. He's just not what he was hoping for.